For 3 decades, Redstone Highlands has provided our senior citizens throughout the region with a place to call home and quality health care. More than that, we've given our seniors dignity, respect, and loving care in their golden years. In this video, you will hear from board member Joanne Lightcap, who will tell you the origins of Redstone Highlands, and then hear from our residents about what makes Redstone Highlands a special place to live. Today, Redstone Highlands is conducting a major campaign to underwrite the costs of benevolent care endowment and the renovation of our skilled nursing facility. We are approaching the Redstone Highlands family, friends, and supporters to help us make this project a reality.
My name is Joanne Lightcap, and I would like to tell you about my personal involvement with Redstone and also a little bit about the history of the founding of Redstone. On a personal level, I have had 3 family members here: my mother, my husband's mother, and my husband's aunt. And they together have lived here probably a total of 20 years, received absolutely excellent care, and probably just as importantly, we had total peace of mind at their being here and being so well taken care of. But I'd like to talk today about a history that goes back to the mid-1970s when my husband was approached by John Knoll, who was then the board president of the Redstone Presbytery. He approached Bob saying that he had a mission project for him. And the mission was to find a home, to build a permanent home for the residents of the Greensburg Home for the Aged, who were about to lose their home. It was in a dilapidated building that actually was shared by the offices of Redstone. And so there had become a very warm relationship with the Redstone board and the Redstone Presbytery board and the residents of the home. The home was about to be condemned, and something had to be done to find a home for 24 elderly ladies who were about to be turned away. My husband, along with John Cadis, a businessman from Johnstown, and Bob Gordon, who was a Presbyterian minister from Westmont, were the committee of 3 who were entrusted with this very important mission. Unfortunately, they had a very meager budget of only $350,000, which was a remaining trust fund from the Home for the Aged. The feasibility study indicated that they would need $2.6 million. Over a period of about 2 to 3 years, the project went on, and finally they were able to secure funding from the banks from 4 separate banks in Johnstown. But they only had $2 million at this point. And I remember very vividly a call came to our home on a Friday, and John Cadis very excitedly told my husband, well, we do have $2 million, but we're still $250,000 short. What are we going to do? That was a Friday. The following Monday morning, my husband received a phone call from an attorney in Florida saying that a client of his, a Mrs. Miller, who had heard about the project to build a home in Greensburg, happened to find this a very interesting prospect, and she wanted to help. And her donation happened to be exactly $250,000. The exact amount that they needed. So they actually looked upon this as a miracle. The fortunate thing was that John Knoll was a very good friend of Mrs. Kay McKenna, who happened to own the property on which Redstone was eventually built. She donated a very large parcel of land, and then an additional parcel was purchased at a very attractive price. It sounds as though it all came together very beautifully, but it was a long, arduous process, but it was a process rooted in love and dedication, and everyone was constantly thinking about these women who had been turned away from their home. And when a trust fund was established in the amount of $1 million, the board of directors, the initial board of directors of Redstone approached all of the churches in the presbytery, and they were able to secure a $1 million trust fund. And from that trust fund came the genesis of the Benevolent Care Fund, which ensures that no resident will ever be turned away. So I like to think that we've come full circle from this wonderful mission project to our new campaign, which is called Promises Kept. The promise has always been there from the beginning, and it is our pleasure to make sure that it is kept.
The people, the personnel, they're such a fine group of people, and they work hard, and it's amazing the things that they do.
Living alone in a house where if you fall down the steps, nobody's going to find you. We have security here. You are safe from everything and everybody. We have pull cords in our apartments. Everybody tries to be so helpful. And I think as you get older, these are the things that you really, really need.
You can grow in everything that you do, like just expand my horizons. I had never thought I'd be taking classes at 84 years old.
What I like most about Redstone are the people. They are so friendly. The employees here are so friendly and so helpful, and the security. It's just been a great time in my life.
My daughter wanted to put me somewhere where it would be good, you know. And then she found the Redstone here, and boy, it was just a godsend, you know. She sure picked a good place.
Being around other people has helped me make the adjustment with my husband being gone. It doesn't replace him, but it just helps make it easier for me to know that I don't have to go down to the dining room by myself, that there's always someone there to talk to.
It means that somebody's always taken care of. And that's my biggest fear, that somebody needs help and doesn't get it.
If I live long enough, I might be one of them that needs that. But I give to it freely because I think it's a good cause. And I'm glad that I could be a part of helping somebody that really is in need of it. Because I don't want to be kicked out of Redstone. I'm sorry. You said speak from my heart.
It's very comforting to know that it's available because being ill is very, very expensive. Even though I hope that my money will last, I know that I will have a place to stay even if it does run out.
It gives me assurance that I know if someday that for some reason my finances run out, that I will still be taken care of, and I can feel free that I'm going to be taken care of. Because I feel a sense of peace about it all.
This is my family. I call Redstone residents my family. So I have a big family.